Hi, everybody. So in this week's podcast episode, I am once again sharing with you a practice that I shared several episodes ago on presence. So we can call it a mindfulness practice, a meditation practice, a presence practice. There's lots of fancy words. But I guess the most important thing that I can convey to you is that the times that we're living in right now are really asking us and inviting us to find new ways of being that we can practice consistently for our well-being. And what I mean by that is I shared with some of you recently that I haven't ever experienced significant anxiety or panic attacks. However, I have had a few episodes that I would consider an anxiety attack, and it did feel like a heart attack, and it was very scary. And I know of a lot of people right now who are trying to cope with the stress of uncertainty and loss, and that are really experiencing intense panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And in the brief experience that I had of having one, it was paralyzing and it was terrifying. So this podcast is timely once again, and it is my intention to continue to share with you on a regular basis the tools that are available to us that really don't cost a thing. The only thing that it requires of us is a commitment, a dedication, a willingness to learn and to open ourselves to new ways of being, and to do it in a way that doesn't have expectation. Because in my many years of teaching meditation, a lot of times people don't show up and do the practices at all, or maybe regularly, because there's such an expectation of I'm not doing it right, or it has to be a perfect way, or I'm having all these thoughts, I can't sit still. Well, the news is that most of us can't sit still. That's why we're so busy all the time. And that's why moments like this that we're experiencing, which really are putting us in a place of pause, are profound opportunities to practice, because this way of living and being isn't going to change anytime soon. So we have to find ways to cope. So today's podcast, I share with you a presence practice. I discuss it. And I'm doing it out of my heart's intent to be part of the solution, to bring some ease and some grace and some light into the world. And I do these podcasts for free. I don't charge anybody, even though it costs me to produce them and to edit them and to promote them. So I hope that you will not only use the podcast for yourself, but it's my intention that you also share it with others. So whether you share the podcast directly, which would be awesome, or you share what you've learned, do it in community and help each other, because we're all in this together. And the quicker that we can use the tools on a regular basis, the quicker internally we will return to normal, which will then affect the outer world. So thank you as always for listening. I look forward to hearing from you and to practicing with you. If you want to do a joint practice, you know how to reach me, Stephanie@bronxwellness.com. Namaste. I'm Stephanie Filardi. Welcome to Mind the Gap, the podcast. I believe many people fall short of living the life of their dreams simply because they get stuck in what I call the gap. The vision behind this podcast is to help you understand how to navigate the gap and in the process, awaken to the life that is waiting for you. It starts now. Let's go. Hi everyone, thanks for joining today. You know the drill. We're going to start with 3 conscious breaths. So let's take an inhale. Exhale out of the mouth, let it go. Again, inhaling through the nose, filling up. Exhale, release, letting it go out of your mouth. And one more time, in through the nose, filling up. Exhale, let it go. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you a presence practice that I have used many times for many years, and it's called Brithwa. Before I get into it, I will give you a little bit of background. So sometimes in life, we find ourselves feeling emotionally unbalanced, and that can show up as feeling maybe stressed, lacking focus. Maybe we don't have the necessary energy that we want or need. And having a practice, a simple practice that we can do when we need it is important. And as I talk about in chapter 2 of my book, Reclaiming Joy, the emotional roller coaster that many of us experience sometimes on a daily basis is not sustainable. And it's actually one of the things that keeps us stuck. And oftentimes when we find ourselves on this emotional roller coaster, meaning sometimes we feel maybe up and happy, and then other times we don't, oftentimes we react to this and it causes even more discomfort. So this simple practice called Brithwa really helps to bring us back to a relaxed state where our emotions are in balance. And when we are in this place of emotional balance or equanimity, we're able to ride the emotional wave without drowning in it or losing ourselves in it for too long. In equanimity, we find our way back to peace and clarity, and maybe we're even able to laugh and have a lightness of heart. And once we're clear, then we're able to get back into action, right? We're able to take those action steps that keep us on the path of peace as we move towards our goals. So we'll have an experience of this practice. So if you're in a place where you can be in silence for a little while, about 5 minutes. If you're not in that space, feel free to listen to this. So maybe you're driving or you're doing something, that's okay. You can still listen and feel the experience of it. And then at some point later, you can come back to it and do the practice and listen again. So take a moment to find yourself seated somewhere comfortably. And if you're comfortable, you can allow the eyes to close. So this is a 5-part process. And the first step is simply breathing. So what happens as a wave of emotion comes over us, the first thing is to breathe. So let's use an example. Maybe there's something currently in your life that's triggering you emotionally, something that's maybe causing you dis-ease or discomfort. Could be something that recently happened. So see if you can just call to mind that now so we can be in this practice together. So call to mind something that really has maybe taken a hold of you emotionally. And as you bring it into your mind, you might even start to feel some energy in your body moving. You might feel tension. So just notice that actually the mind doesn't know the difference between something real and something imagined, which is a whole other podcast. But for now, just allow this experience to kind of wash over you. So feeling the emotion of whatever that situation or that thing is that you're dealing with, could be a person. And then the first step as that happens, as the wave of emotion comes over you, begin to engage your breath. Begin to slow it down. Allow your breath to flow freely in and flow freely out. So for the next several seconds here, simply focus on breathing. Maybe as you inhale, feel the belly filling. Feel free to place your hand on your belly. And as you exhale, just let it go. Let the breath out. Feel the belly pulling back. So as we begin to slow down the breath, we begin to slow down the mind and the heart. And we start to bring some balance back, which is the second step. So after we begin the process of breathing, you start to relax. Slowing down the breath, your mind and your body will begin to relax. So as you stay in this place of relaxation, see if you can soften some of the physical muscles of your body. See if you can soften, maybe it's your jaw or the space between your brows, or maybe you're clenching your hands or your belly. So as the breath continues to flow in and out, allow your body to begin to relax, letting go of physical and mental tension. Breathing in and breathing out. And the next part is feeling. So we're breathing, we're bringing in some relaxation. And as you begin to relax, you're actually better able to soften into what you're feeling. So there's less of a resistance. It's more of the feeling of being open to the sensations and the emotions that are moving through you in this moment. So as you continue to breathe in and breathe out, slowing down the breath, the body begins to relax, and you're able to soften and stay open to what you're feeling. So giving yourself permission to feel what you feel. And then the next step is watching. So while you're feeling what you're feeling, you also watch your experience closely. It's almost like you're being the witness. Some of you have maybe heard that term before, witness, watching the thoughts, watching the emotions, becoming the observer. So while you're feeling these sensations and emotions, you begin to watch your experience closely, neither grasping what is pleasant nor pushing away what is painful. You're simply being in that place of witness. And then naturally, as you do that, as you watch, you allow the process to unfold. You allow the process to unfold. You accept yourself and you accept your experiences exactly as they are, dropping the need to change anything. So you're breathing in and out. You're relaxing your body as the breath slows down, softening the muscles, releasing tension. As the relaxation happens, you're able to soften into what you're feeling, staying open to what is there. And as you allow yourself to feel, you can also begin to watch your experience, neither grasping or pushing away. And as that process unfolds naturally, as you watch, you allow, you accept, you experience exactly what's in this moment occurring, dropping the need to change anything. So the 5 steps: breath, relaxation, feeling, watching, allowing, brihva. So noticing now how you are feeling. What was that experience like for you? Was there a sense of ease? Were you able to really let go and be in that place of the witness? I almost like to explain it when I teach meditation and I teach some of these practices that build presence power, is that when we're able to kind of step back from what's going on, so from the situation, the emotion, the person, and we're able to witness it, almost like we're watching it on a screen, a movie, then oftentimes just by that act alone, we become less reactive. We're able to really see a little bit more clearly what's going on and therefore make conscious choices. Having said that, it doesn't mean we have to like what's going on. Many of us will not agree to liking, feeling something unpleasant. However, the only way to really shift into a different energetic space is to accept where we are, right? So it's one of the simplest practices and also one of the most challenging Probably because it's simple, because it takes a certain amount of discipline and belief in order to really sit with how you're feeling, in order to really sit with the emotion that you don't like, that maybe feels overwhelming, that maybe, quite frankly, we're afraid of. So part of this practice of Brihwa, again, breathing, relaxing, feeling, watching, allowing, is an opportunity for you to learn something. So if there's something that continues to come up, like a repeated pattern or behavior or habit, or a movie that keeps flashing across your screen, maybe that's an indication of something that you're procrastinating about and that you need to take action on. So this is a really powerful practice that you can do as often as you need to. It's a wonderful practice to do in the morning if you're looking for a simple meditation practice to ground you in your day, or something you can do at night to kind of wash the brain and the emotional body. You can use it at any point in time, in the moment. You could do it for a minute, you could do it for 5 minutes. But it's really this process of allowing yourself to be with what is. Because when you allow yourself to be with what is, you free up the energy of resistance, and that freed up energy gives you the ability to get clarity. And when you take action and when you make choices from the place of clarity, then usually those choices are more aligned, and they're choices that I call generative, because they set in motion things that are positive, things that are important to you, things that connect to your values. And they're choices that we make from a place of being responsive to life as opposed to reactive. Because the energy that we use when we make choices from that reactive place, usually in the short term, even if they feel good, in the long run, usually they don't serve us. So I encourage you to use this practice of Brihwa. Share it with people you love. Maybe do it with somebody that you love at the end of the day or at the start of the day. Something I love to do before I run meetings, I like to do this practice with people. And I might not say the words exactly, because sometimes people get a little, weary. But just coming together and pausing and slowing down the breath and relaxing the body and checking in with how you feel, watching yourself, maybe have fun with it. Maybe see how sometimes how we get wrapped up in so much fear and worry about things that never happen, right? So really allowing yourself to be who you are, which is, as Joseph Campbell says, the privilege of a lifetime. So I support you. As always, enjoy it, have fun with it, use it, because if I teach it and it's not used, it doesn't work, right? And let me know how it goes. You can email me questions, comments. It's Stephanie@BronxvilleWellness.com. That's STEPHANIE at Bronxville Wellness, BRONXVILLE wellness.com. Let's go.